All right, here we go. It's going to be just me in the dark for a second here because I'm having many technical difficulties this morning. Give me a second, and I'll show you my face. All right. Oh, that isn't it. Hello. I'll figure it out in a second. Give me a second. What's going on here? There we go. There we go. There we go. Ha! Let me turn that music down. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. Hump Day. Hump Day. I guess the music's already down. Hi. Welcome to the show where you never know what's going to happen. I do my best, but sometimes my best isn't good enough. What's that song called? Just Once. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough to get this stream on the track today. Anyway, stupid people say stupid stuff, and boy, oh boy, is Joy Behar a stupid person. And we're going to talk about her and the nitwits on The View, because yesterday, as I mentioned, there's a lot of people out there who are violence deniers. They just seem to think, oh, yeah, it's just those terrible, terrible Republicans who are constantly committing violence and all that shit. Well, that's because they're stupid and they're liars and well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm assuming you all can see me and hear me now. So how about we just start the show? Johnny, would you be so kind as to play the intro?
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
All right. At least I remember to turn the microphone back on. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. Stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, Boomer Vision version. I'm glad to see a lot of you here already. We've got a nice crowd rolling in. And did I send this out on Twitter? Why, yes, I did. I put it on Twitter, and I'm going to put it on the other places as I'm talking to you. It's Wednesday, right? Is that right? Hump Day? Hump Day! You know what time it is. And I'm here to entertain you for at least about 75 minutes or so. If you find this shit entertaining, God help you. But thank you for joining me today. I hope you get something out of it. I am certainly struggling, as you can tell. Sometimes, I tried to put this together so fast today because I was so late that I didn't want to try to rush. I tried to rush it. And sometimes when I do that, it just makes it more difficult. So I'm going to set up make sure that the other notifications go out here. And you all just talk amongst yourself for a second. Because holy shit, my day is just not working. All right, there's Ding Dong over there. Oh, well, I don't know what's going on here. What the hell happened to Cloud Hub? Okay, there it is. I somehow made me have to re-log in. So, as you know, I'm on many social media platforms, right? And they're interesting because the ones that popped up because of people always getting bumped, removed, whatever, from Twitter, all are fairly, well, they're pretty much echo chambers, but a lot of the other news outlets that are on Twitter, are also on these other platforms. But they don't, but for the most part, it's just a bunch of people on the right who needed a place to go because Twitter kind of, treats them like shit. Except for, now, Minds is one that isn't necessarily like that. Although it has more, let's say some of the more edgy people go to Minds. Gab is, I don't even pay attention to Gab even though I'm on there. I don't follow many people on Gab, so I don't know. I know it's kind of the 4chan of social media sites in a way. Cloud Hub, Parler, Getter, and Truth Social, which I'm not on Truth Social, but I know that they're all very heavy into the Trump supporting types of people, right? Which is fine. I'm become one of those people more than not. Even though I'm not a fan of his style, but the substance that shows up within the style or the actual legislation, I'm like, yeah, everything he's doing, did everything right. So, but it's weird because the people on those sites really like to feature different things that you don't necessarily see on Twitter. And now, supposedly, with Twitter, supposedly becoming more free and open, and where some of those people could come back and say what they want to say. I thought, well, that was the reason Elon Musk kind of decided that he was going to do whatever he does there, right? But what's fascinating is he's trending today. It's shocking, I know, right? It's shocking that Elon Musk is trending again today. But I some of the things that I'm seeing, I go, what? The stuff that I saw yesterday and this morning, I'm like, what? I thought what? Okay, we'll see where this goes. I'll explain in a bit, I promise. But anyway, so I told you. Remember, I said I was optimistic. Well, I didn't say these exact words, but this is the thought that I kind of conveyed. Optimistic yet skeptical. I'll explain why I'm becoming more skeptical as we go along. But first, I got to say hi. I got to say hi to the troops, the people in the chats on Rumble and on Twitter. Or Twitter, not Twitter. What's it called? YouTube. I'm a little discombobulated. Now, first, by the way, and I'm going to remind you every day. And in fact, here's what I need or would appreciate. If I could get my subscriber count on Rumble up to at least 100 people, okay, that would be a great start. Now, we're still in Project 10,000, 1,000, which is not going all that well. But, is what it is. I'm going to have some surprise guests coming up, and hopefully maybe I'll bring some people over from those guests. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I wanted to try to get 10,000 subscribers before my 1,000th show and 1,000 subscribers on Rumble before my 1,000th show. Now, I just added that little Rumble thing, right? So I kind of need help with that, though. I need help. Maybe if anyone wants to spread that word. But it's important for you who watch me on the regular to also subscribe to me over at Rumble. Why? Because I never know what's going to trigger YouTube into making me stop broadcasting on YouTube again. Because it's very, very random. Like, for example, I was thinking about what I did yesterday on this show, and I showed a compilation of Democrat rhetoric and Democrat or left-wing violence that apparently people on the left just have no idea what you're talking about when you mention it. And I post a little video. And I realized, oh my God, there's some violence in that video. Now, obviously, it was an editorial decision on my part to post that or show that on the show. And yet, but that's one of those things. You're not allowed to put certain types of violence. So I'm not, it's very arbitrary too. It could be, obviously the news network types that have YouTube channels can put whatever they want on the channel on YouTube. They don't get any trouble. But a little dude like me with little, under 1,500 people on my channel, I can get nicked for it easily. And for example, so like that other thing, what was the one? Oh, shut up! That's my computer. The ad from that person running for Congress, right? The one who said, about the Democrats and his AR-15 and the Ku Klux Klan people coming at his house, whatever. A lot of people got a 7-day suspension for that. Got a strike, a community guideline strike for that. And I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line I played that on my channel. Now, is that hammer ever going to drop? I shouldn't probably be talking about hammers. But so that's why it's very important if you watch me on YouTube, which I'm happy that you stay on YouTube, but I also need you to try and follow me on Rumble. And if you don't see me on YouTube on these Monday through Fridays that I haven't announced that I'm going to be gone, it's because I can't contact you other than through social media, because I can't contact through YouTube. They take, when you have a suspension on YouTube or a 7-day whatever timeout, I cannot communicate with you in any way. I can't. Maybe I could post comments on someone else's video and you might see it there, and let them tell you, or maybe, but you can't use the community. You can't use the community tab where I just post, messages to you. I can't do it anyway. So if you're not following me on social media, and I'm not here, go check out Rumble. Okay, that's the bottom line. All right, shall we begin? Oh, I should probably reset the Superstar Donor Day. I told you, I really flew in here and really just had to rush to get everything set up. So I'm sorry that some of the things are not 100%. Let's just say grade A kosher. Okay, it's just going to be one of those days, and yes, Boomer Vision is intact. So let's say good morning to people in the multiple chats, because I'm playing on both YouTube and Rumble. And on the Rumble side, first in the chat today was our friend Simon Wolfwood, who is not you are. Sometimes the bell will ring too. You got the bell on the Rumble side. On the YouTube side, first in chat, Tyrannus Alexandrus. Tremere Lich. I'm going to say Lich this time. Thank you for joining me. Also, good morning to my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, Mike Savage, Blarg on the Rumble side, and back to the YouTube side, Jaeger pony, Gunfox61, Renee Mayette, Chicago Mike, James Colley, HP Lovecraft, Hate Campbell, one of the original viewers in the Morning Night Live. Did I say James Colley? Yes, I did. Rotten Corpses in the house, DI Freighter Watcher, Crackshot, welcome back. Come on, man, you know the thing. You know the thing. The thing, yes. Also, good morning, Renee Mayette. Chicago Mike. Who am I missing here? Attack Alpacas in the house. Septus Wolf. Reese Donald, nice to see you. Tyler F, what's up? Man Squatch, Asia Research Directorate. Mike Savage, again, Blarg. And Brett Hayes. I think that's everybody. Did I miss anybody? If I miss you, just put a 1 in whatever chat you're in. So, anyway. So let's just talk about what's happening in the news. Riding a motorbike in strong winds is a bit tiring. Yeah, it can be. Sadly, I can't do Rumble at work. Can't do Rumble at work. Get security blocked. That's okay. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying it's a place to be. And also, Bubba's just came in. Can you start from the beginning for me? Yeah, no, you don't want that because the beginning didn't go all that well. So, and also a quick thank you to Simon Wolfwood for retweeting the show this morning. And whoever Dagger Hagger, that's someone who just followed me on Twitter he's following 18 but doesn't have anyone else on here. I wonder who else he's following. Oh, he's in the Lord of the Night family. Okay, I was just checking that out. So, things happening right now in the world. According to Twitter. Things that are trending. First of all, Iraq is trending. Now, I bet you're wondering why Iraq is trending. Hello, Jethro Hedor. Nice to see you. Iraq is trending because of another one of those gaffes by the man, the myth, the legend, Joseph Rahim Biden. Now, this is fascinating. Twitter actually actually, okay, listen to how they cover for him, because I'm going to tell you what Twitter says, and then I'm going to tell you what happened here. And it's on video what happened, but here's how Twitter decides to talk about it. President Joe Biden references his son's death in 2015 after mistakenly referring to the war in Ukraine as a war in Iraq during his appearance in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Okay? And then it says Biden's son's Bo died in 2015 from brain cancer in Bethesda, Maryland, according to the New York Times. What? According to the New York Times? I pretty much, it's a well-known fact that Bo Biden died in the hospital or in Bethesda in 2015. But notice, I'm gonna see if you notice what they left out here. If you haven't seen this, hello, why are you so angry? I'm gonna read it. I have to read this again because it's so Twitter-esque to leave out what the gaffe is here. See, because he gave you a double gaffe, but they don't seem to mention it here. President Joe Biden references his son's death in 2015 after mistakenly referring to the war in Ukraine as the war in Iraq during his appearance in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, let's play the clip of what Joe Biden said in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And you tell me if they're covering for him by writing it that way. If nobody scrolls down and looks at the clip, they're not going to know what actually happened here. Hello, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Listen, watch the clip.
And they talk about inflation. You know, we're dealing with it for a whole second. Inflation is a worldwide...
Well, first of all, what the hell did he just say? Hold on. I missed this part.
And they talk about inflation. You know, we're dealing with it for a whole second.
Go say. I don't know what that means, but that's not the problem. Here we go.
Inflation is a worldwide problem right now because of a war in Iraq. And
the war where? Okay, now I'm going to give him credit. He fixes it fairly quickly, realizing he misspoke, but he said the war in where?
Problem right now because of a war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. The war in Ukraine. And thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died.
I'm thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died. Is that ambiguous that he said that?
Because that's where my son died.
That's where my son died. I'm thinking of Iraq.
Ukraine. And thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died.
That's where my son died.
Because he died. But the point is...
Okay, now... So he said the war in Iraq because that's where my son died. Now he said this a couple weeks ago too. He said, that his son died in the war in Iraq. But his son died 6 years after he returned from Iraq from brain cancer. And I don't know. In his speech today, Biden said Debbie Wasserman Schultz worked in the Senate. She was in the House. Forgot what FEMA stands for. Forgot the name of Hurricane Ian. Said the war in Iraq is the blame for inflation. Claimed he met a man who discovered insulin and busted out a Southern accent. I don't know if you heard some of the other stuff. Here's let's see if is this the full clip? Is this the clip? No, this is only the 24-second clip. There's a fuller clip. He does then because later in the speech he said. Now here it is. Now first of all, he said. I don't know if this is from the same time. Biden just said his son Bo only lived for 19 months. Here it is. Let's see.
His hooch where he lived in Baghdad was next to a burn pit. Just like those folks in 9/11, that were exposed to all that toxic. Well, guess what? They burn everything in those burn pits, from oil to human feces to everything. And he breathed that in for a year. And he died. More people are coming home with brain cancer.
He said the burn pits caused him to die from cancer? And then he said...
Glioblastoma is a death sentence. He made it for 19 months when he got home, but that was it.
No, he lived 6 years after he came back. But let's see. Here's... did he finish? I want the one where he says... Because he later says...
Thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died.
Thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died.
Because he died.
All right, so... oh, here's another one, too. He was in Miami campaigning for Charlie Crist. And listen to this one. Listen to this.
It's great to be at Florida Memorial University, one of the nation's great HBCUs.
Okay, so he's at a historic black college university, right? And listen to what he says.
It's great to be at Florida Memorial University, one of the nation's great HBCUs. I'm a big fan of HBCUs. I got my start at one of those other HBCUs, Delaware State University. Okay, that's pretty good, man.
Okay, so Joe Biden just said that he got his start at a historically black college and university, Delaware State. Delaware State, he said. Joe Biden said he got his start at Delaware State. There's one small problem. One small problem. Joe Biden went to the University of Delaware. Don't. I just don't. Oh my God. Now, did he ever say, where's the part where he, because there's another part in the same speech, though, in Fort Lauderdale, when he said that his son died in Iraq. Later in the speech, he also said, he was talking about cancer, trying to cure cancer. In the same speech, like a few minutes later, he said that his son died of cancer. So first he said, I was thinking about Iraq because that's where my son died. Then he comes back and says something about cancer. Well, my son died of cancer. So I think he just mind melds into whatever thing is in his head, thinks he has to relate himself to it. You know, I'm not kidding, man. I got my start at HBCU. Delaware State. No, you didn't, sir. No, you didn't, sir. Look. Hi, Chauncey Stewart. How you doing? He graduated the bottom of his law school class. Right. All right. Anyway, thank you, Chicago Mike, for sponsoring the show. Chicago Mike, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much. Chicago Mike says, oh, that's where my sundial. Oh, he didn't say that's where my son died. That's where he left his sundial in Iraq. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Mike. That's funny. All right. Anyway, all right. What else is trending? Obviously, every day Elon Musk is trending, and now he's trending because he's pissing off the blue checks at Twitter. And what had happened was he was talking about. Here's the thread that he wrote. Elon Musk, Twitter's current lord and peasant system for who has and doesn't have a blue check mark is bullshit. Power to the people. And then he says blue for $8 a month. Now he's talking about Twitter Blue. Twitter Blue is the enhanced Twitter. There you have some extra tools, and you can edit your tweets for a short period of time, and there's a bunch of other stuff that you can do with Twitter Blue. Right now it's $4.99. He's doing it for $8 a month. But then he says price adjusted by country, proportionate to purchasing power parity. You'll also get priority in replies, mentions, and search, which is essential to defeat spam and scams. Ability to post long video and audio. Half as many ads. Paywall bypass for publishers willing to work with us. This will also give Twitter a revenue stream to reward content creators. There will be some secondary tag below the name for someone who has a public figure, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people on Twitter are just pissed because they think he's, this is his, wait, what did I do there? They think this is where, here, let me go back in here and put this back up. Where is crap. Well, see, this is me. This is what's going. This is how my day's going. All right, let's find Elon again. Did they take it down? Or is he just dropped down in the... Well, here, let's just do it this way. Jesus. Elon, there we go. Now I'll have this back up. And so a lot of the blue check marks are like, well, I earn my blue check marking. I never should have to pay for it, blah, 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 blah. But also he's trending because, and remember I said I was skeptical. Hello, Troy Deos and Scott W. What's up? Hey there, fellow insurrectionists. Well, hello to you, Scott W. If you're not, by the way, anyone who's here who might be new, I strongly suggest you subscribe, and, well, you must have because you're in the chat. Anyway, Elon has apparently brought in some people that are going to help him with the new public safety, trust, and all that bullshit, right? Now, I saw this thread by Cat Turd first, and it just happens to be the one at the top here. And we're gonna go here. Here's the Elon Musk Twitter update. Conservatives are still being targeted with algorithms, search bans, ghost bans, and deboosting. Conservative accounts unfairly suspended, still not reinstated. New Twitter moderation council filled with far left, no conservatives. And then he says, FYI, my personal account had some of the algorithm lifted, but not all, which I'm not sure. But as we look at, let's see, other people talking about this. Benny Johnson, I want you to succeed at Twitter. The critique is based only on cold hard facts. You will never restore public trust at Twitter when the guy in charge thinks 100 million Americans who support America First are literal Nazis. Not possible because he's kept Yoel Roth in the Twitter safety kind of whatever safety sphere, whatever you want to call it. And this is something that Yoel Roth had tweeted out back in 2017. Yes, that person in the pink hat is clearly a bigger threat to your brand of feminism than actual Nazis in the White House, because he's like one of those people who yells Nazi at everything. Now, and also Elon Musk, if I can scroll and find it, what the hell? This is the guy Elon Musk has total faith in to be a head of safety and integrity. Keep your other social media accounts. I really thought things were going to change here. I was wrong. I won't pay a monthly fee to be targeted by these biased, hateful loons. Yes, that's the guy who's talking about the hateful Nazis. Here it is. Here's the one I'm looking for. All right. So this is exactly what I said would happen a few months ago. The left wants no compromise. The right already is compromising. Elon cannot win this. It's either believe in free speech or you cave to the cult. This is Tim Pool writing about Elon Musk's tweet here. So, and he's replying to this Yoel Roth dickhead. Someone named who is replying to Renee DeReese. A happy 1 week before midterms. Here's a report we just put out on 6 networks that Twitter released to outside researchers. 5 of the 6 had a fair bit to say about American politics, including the election. They varied a lot, but fake Dems, fake Republican perspectives. Okay, I don't know what that means. But anyway, Yoel Roth, who's, what's his title here? Head of Safety and Integrity at Twitter. Safety and Integrity. Safety. Yes, safety at Twitter. I don't know what you have to be safe about. He says, we're staying vigilant against attempts to manipulate conversations about the 2022 U.S. midterms. Read on for independent analysis of our team's work. And Elon Musk replies, talked to civil society leaders. J.D. Greenblatt, okay, he's the CEO of the ADL. Yael Eisenstadt, vice president of the ADL, headed the Center for Tech and Society. Rasha Robinson, president of Color of Change, spokesperson voting while black. Go for Justice, Jessica Gonzalez, CEO of Free Press co-founder of Change Terms, member of FBO Oversight, board member of America's Voice, media feeds hearts and minds, blah, blah, blah. May it serve truth and justice. This doesn't sound like it's changing much things. Norman Chen, the Asian American Foundation. Now, I don't know Norman Chen's politics, but I can guess. Derek Johnson from the NAACP, 19th president and CEO. And then the Bush Center, the George W. Bush Presidential Center, which is it's all anti-Trumpers, which could they have some? And then Sandy Benavides, CEO LULAC, which is creating change, building coalitions, and harnessing political power in our communities, one person at a time. Get involved. We walk, we vote. These are all left-wing activists. So, hold on to your alternative accounts. Don't dump any of them yet. Holy shit. Now, Cernovich replies, new knowledge caught by Russian bots to follow. Okay, I don't know what that means. That has nothing to do with that. But my confidence in this so far, not exactly excited so far. I'm just not. Rene DeRusta blocks to whoever you are. I don't care. Hold on to your alternative accounts, because now he says he's going to bring in a new group of people who are going to change the culture of Twitter a little bit, maybe make it more free oriented. I am not necessarily buying it. Okay, let's move on. Carrie Lake is trending today. Carrie Lake, the governor candidate from Arizona. Now, some people are mad at Carrie Lake again because they say that she joked about Paul Pelosi. She joked about Paul Pelosi. Now, and also because of this ad. I'm going to show you this ad. It's this completely and utterly disgusting ad from the Republican Accountability Project. Because listen to this ad, because I'm going to see if you notice anything about it. This is an ad from the Republican Accountability Project. Play the ad there.
I'm Gladys Sicknick. I'm the mother of Brian Sicknick, the Capitol police officer who died defending our country on January 6th.
Say what?
Officer who died defending our country on January 6th. Carrie Lake is very dangerous for our country. She's
running for governor of Arizona. Carrie Lake is dangerous for our country. Interesting. Okay, let's go.
What happened on January 6th and continues to spread a big lie. And we're going to have more violence because they believe whatever she says. It's very dire for our democracy, for our country, with candidates like Carrie Lake. My son died because of people like Carrie Lake.
Wow. That's a fascinating ad. Now, something I noticed as I went through this ad several times, right? No, that is his mother. That's his mother. But I did notice something about this ad. Hello, Bashabees. She did say democracy. She said she's very dangerous for our democracy. All right, so here's something that I noticed about the ad, though. If you listen to the ad very carefully, it's spliced together quite a bit, like as far as the audio. I don't necessarily know that she put those words in the exact order that they presented them in this ad. There are so many little cuts in there that if you listen closely, I put it on my headphones and played it down so you could hear where the cuts are, where they splice sentences together. Now, the one thing, though, that really, really noticed immediately, and you probably noticed it too, that however they put her words together, because there was a splice in that part, saying that he died protecting our country on January 6th. That's false. Everyone knows that. Everyone in the entire country should know that that is false by now. Although there are a lot of people who still say, oh, yeah, they beat that officer to death. First of all, He didn't die on January 6th. He didn't die from injuries sustained on January 6th. He was not injured on January 6th. He had, in fact, in his autopsy, there were no other signs of injuries or trauma to his body because he wasn't beaten to death. He didn't get hit with a fire extinguisher like a lot of people try to say. None of that happened, okay? He went back to the office and felt fine, made some phone calls saying that he was fine, didn't have any damage to his body, went home, and then he collapsed at the office. Now, why did he collapse? Because he had a stroke. And then early in the morning, he had a second stroke, and he died 7 hours later after being in the office on January 7th. He did not die protecting the country on January 6th. That was, of course, held close information when it to the until his funeral, because they milked it out for the election, right? But then after the election, it's like, oh yeah, well, we had the autopsy, and he died from a stroke, and he had 2 strokes, in fact, from blood clots near his brain stems. So that whole ad is a lie. But then they say Carrie Lake is the reason my son is dead. Wow, that's pretty harsh. Carrie Lake is very dangerous for our country. She saw what happened on January 6th and continues to spread the big lie. We're going to have more violence because of people. They believe what she said. Very dire for our democracy, for our country. With, let's see here.
With candidates like
Carrie Lake.
Because of people like Carrie Lake.
Her son is dead because of people like Carrie Lake. Wow. Hello, Chris Kroll. What's up? If you're looking for people who cause strokes, check with Fauci. That's interesting. Officer Brian Sicknick died of natural causes after defending the Capitol on January 6th. Medical examiner says tragic, but not the result of January 6th. And so people are still saying, well, it's a result of the trauma he's under. If not for January 6th, he'd be alive. It's not a coincidence. He had blood clots! That had nothing to do with his duties on January 6th. And there's people. Here's January 28th. Brian Sicknick, the 42 United States Capitol police officer who was killed during the real Donald Trump insurgency this week, was a prolific letter writer to the opinion pages of a local paper when he was younger. It's just amazing that people are still telling this lie. Okay, but the fact that they manipulated his mother into making that ad. Now, there's a police officer from the Capitol officer that was injured that day, who's made quite a name for himself as being a regular on MSNBC and sometimes NBC News. And his name's Michael Fanone. And he decided he's happy about this ad, even though it's a complete lie. Here's Michael Fanone on MSNBC. This, I hate. Look, I understand his job was to help people that day and maybe keep people from out of the place and whatever. And he did get injured, and his injuries should not have happened. I'm not saying they should have, but since then he keeps telling lies, and he's a fabulist. He's become quite the fabulist. But anyway, here's Michael Fanone speaking about that ad that has just flat out lies. Here's Michael Fanone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've gotten to know Mrs. Sicknick pretty well, and I thought that was a powerful ad.
Powerful ad full of lies.
I mean, she's out there, I think, trying to do what all of us are trying to do here, which is bring accountability for January 6th.
Which Carrie Lake has nothing to do with.
And, I also support the fact that Carrie Lake's a piece of shit, so I'm glad she did that ad.
And no one is going to say that you haven't put it all out on the line in the bluntest terms possible.
Oh, and they just laugh and laugh and laugh. So anyway, what that has to do with Carrie Lake, I have no fucking idea. I'm just saying. And then Joe Walsh, the former Republican from Florida. Carrie Lake, like Trump, is a bully and direct threat to our democracy. How are they a threat to the democracy? They're running an election. If they win the election, democracy is how it happened, you assholes. God, it's just this whole democracy thing they keep talking about just drives me up the friggin' wall. Oh, speaking of drive me up the friggin' wall. Oh, wait a minute. He's doing this with the recount, which is watch CNN's next new morning show. Press Katie Hobbs on why she chose not to debate her opponent, Carrie Lake, during her heated Arizona gubernatorial election. Katie Hobbs says she didn't want to give Lake a bigger platform for election denialism. Okay, look, if you have a debate, okay, this is well. Here's dumbass Hobbs.
Listen, why not? I want to talk about your debating. Why not debate your opponent if you believe
this
your
is a topic
opponent
she does not like to talk
has
about.
Issues and spreading conspiracy theories about a stolen election and so on, and it's not being true.
She doesn't even talk about the election of 2020. Carrie Lake doesn't talk about it except when reporters ask her about it. And she very astutely reminds them of all the election denial in the past, which we cannot talk about here. But all of these Democrats who spent the entire 4 years, the Trump years, saying illegitimate president, complaining about and all the people complaining about 2000, 2004, and the ones who tried to have electors, what do you call it? A bunch of them said that they objected to the electors in several states. Several Democrats did that. So that would be election denial. But no. Carrie Lake is talking about Arizona. But here's her answer.
Truthful with the people of Arizona. Why then?
And the idea of giving her a bigger platform when she's already up 10 points in Arizona, I'm just curious what kind of a bigger platform. You're giving her a bigger platform by running away from debate, you moron. But anyway, good luck to you.
Not get on the debate stage and debate her.
Says she can't.
You know, not only is Carrie Lake, has she centered her entire platform around this election denialism.
Where? How? Who? What? What the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't want to give her a bigger stage to do that. But additionally, she has shown that she's not interested in having any kind of substantive conversation. She's only interested in creating a spectacle.
But
and I didn't
if
want
you
to
were in the same
creating a spectacle. You mean, wait a minute. She's only interested in creating a spectacle. What? Oh, so governor debates are a new and novel thing that nobody's ever heard of and it would create a spectacle? You can't compete with her. That's why you don't want to debate. She's much better thinking on her feet and explaining her positions than you are. You fumble around and with words and you sound like an idiot most of the time when you talk. I know you have positions that are probably in line with what Democrats would like, but you know you can't debate her because you don't have the skills. And it would be glaring. That's why you won't debate her. But you're saying, oh, she just wants a spectacle. Oh, the spectacle of a gubernatorial debate, a very common feature in elections in this country for at least 100 years or more. A spectacle, she says.
Same space with her, wouldn't it be easier to knock it down in front of everyone, in front of the most people? Because you're not stopping her from spreading whatever you believe that she is spreading.
She's not talking about 2020 at all, except when the reporters constantly ask her about it. And she brushes them away with facts. She's not spreading anything. This is bullshit.
By not debating her, she can go on television, she can talk about it, she can go in front of the people of Arizona every single day and talk about it.
She never does.
But you're not confronting
she never
her
brings
on it.
it up.
It seems like it would be an easy
she doesn't
fix
bring
if
it up.
you stood up on a debate
she doesn't
stage
bring it up.
and confronted her about these issues.
Look, we're 6 days out from the election, and our campaign strategy is our campaign strategy. So we're moving forward. I'm continuing to make my
stay in the basement, Katie.
Arizona.
That's why you're going to lose in Arizona.
We debated, and this
and
race
you
is
might
not
even
going to decide this election.
You might even lose the Senate
I just
candidate.
We need a decision. Didn't want to be a part of her spectacle, and she's not. She won't answer these tough questions to real reporters. She only talks to
constantly, and she goes in front of. The one time, I think there were 18 different news outlets out there peppering her with questions, and she stayed there and answered every question. The idea that she's afraid to go in front of other news outlets is Luda. Sorry, Luda. Anyway, all right, real quick. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite and Black Hebrew Israelite. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you very much. Says... what did you say here? Oh, here it is. I just scrolled a little bit. Hang on, let me fix that. The hell? What is this thing doing this? Oh, there we go. Hey, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, who says, notice how much the Paul Pelosi story keeps changing. David was a friend. Maybe. They were hoping that it was a Red Hat MAGA supporter that assaulted him to be used as a means to justify oppressing conservatives. Too bad he was a drunken, closeted homo. Okay, like if you like, thank you for the sponsor of the show. The story does keep changing, and notice. By the way, did anyone notice when I spent a great deal of time talking about that story yesterday? I didn't really talk about the actual story itself. I was talking about how people reacted to the story and how they were trying to use it as a bludgeon against conservatives, right? And against Republicans, because I am still abiding by the 5-day rule, although this one might be a 5-week rule, because I don't think we're going to get a complete story at least till sometime after the election. So I'm not, and as there's so many different things coming out each day about it. Yesterday they had, apparently they said that the Capitol Police, who are supposed to be watching the surveillance system on their home, just happened to be looking away when this guy broke into the house. But they say that they have video of him breaking into the house, and they say that the police got. Oh, the other part, like when they said the police got there, and the reports that we first got said that an unknown person let them in, right? Well, now that part of the story has changed to that when the police came, the door was open, and they came in, and then they saw them struggling with the hammer, and then they told one of them they said, let go of the hammer, and Paul Pelosi let go of the hammer, and the other dude hits him with it, whatever, and they tackled him and took the hammer away, and then they both go to the hospital. I am still choosing not to necessarily talk about what happened because I don't know what happened. But here's my problem. I am not confident we will ever know what happened. And if they ever do show the video footage, maybe it'll be sometime after the election because they're too invested in using this as the final October surprise campaign fodder. It's very convenient for that. They're going to keep saying this guy was they're going to say he was some right-wing dude, and then the other people are going to say he's some left-wing dude. I'm sorry, I don't know that many right-wing dudes live in Berkeley, California in a commune with some nudists and Black Lives Matter flags and rainbow flags and all that shit. But I'm just trying to keep it what I know that are facts, and there's no facts in this story yet. It's just not. I'm just not confident. But thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. I appreciate you very much.
That's right.
Also, thank you, Scott W. with the big bullet through YouTube Super Chats. Says Democrats are going to win the election. Mark my words. Let me just... Here's my take on, because some of these elections around the country, here's my issue when they do these polls. Now, a lot of polls seem very good with Republicans. I am not going to hold my breath on this because I have a feeling I have a bad feeling about it. The TikTok generation, I think last election, those are people who never get polled. And I watch these social media sites. They're all pushing people to go out and vote. And the TikTok generation gets these messages on TikTok telling them where to go and vote and how to vote and whatnot. And they're stupid people usually. I'm not talking about the moms and dads who like the funny TikTok videos. I'm talking about the ones who are following like Jeffrey Marsh and whatever. I just get concerned about how many younger people are going to vote because they're stupid and they are pushed in one direction. So and I don't have any problem. Look, I don't care about 2020. I don't care about 2016. In fact, you can't comment on what happened or what may or may not have happened back then, and I'm not going to. But unless Republicans get out there and actually just crush them in the polls, there's always room for error. Thank you for sponsoring the show, Scott. I appreciate it. Tyler Alexander, also thank you very much for sponsoring the show. Oh, that's bells for Scott. And also Tyler Alexander, thank you for sponsoring the show. With the small bullet, it says, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This requires some music. Dark MAGA is a path to abilities that people fear, strokes, hurricanes. This is child's play for Dark MAGA. The dead can't dispute the facts, so they are perfect facts. That is why the left likes to use them. DNC, Democratic Necromancy Kaba. Thank you, Tyler Alexander. I don't know. I don't always know how to translate the things you say, but I think other people understand it better than I do. And then again, thank you again, Scott W, for another big bullet in the tip jar, who says, hot Pelosi take. It never happened. Completely fabricated. FF. I'm not sure which part. Oh, it never happened. Completely. Now, if I were a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not, but I am sometimes things that go through my head. The fact that this happened when it did, so ambiguous. Also the fact that the person, remember that Paul Pelosi was drunk driving and there was a person that was in his car. They never identified the person that was in his car. If I were a conspiracy theorist, I would go, I wonder if this was part of an elaborate plan. Because you got to remember, Pelosi is one of the most powerful people on the planet. And, you know how the media just takes their cues from the Democratic Party, sometimes directly from the DNC. They have meetings with them. The White House has meetings with media figures and what to say and how to do things. And the FBI, they're not fans of the right now because, the right is just completely targeted by the FBI and the Justice Department. This would be just a perfect elaborate plan. But the only part that messed up is that how Paul Pelosi ended up in the hospital. That's the kind of the rub that might be, I don't know. I'm just saying. Sarah, my 19-year-old, said he's not voting since the choices are all lying pieces of garbage. Well, there, at least you got that right. Way to go. More power to your son. Hello, TC. What's happening? All right. Liz Cheney's also trending today. Good God. Liz Cheney, who lost the Wyoming Republican representative primary after 4 terms, has now backed Democratic candidates in 2 races, Tim Ryan in Ohio and Alyssa Slotkin in Michigan. She also ran ads against Kari Lake in Arizona, which kind of backfired because Kari Lake's fundraising went up significantly after that shit. But anyway, breaking, Liz Cheney stuns Republicans and says Trump is personally and directly involved in every aspect of the January 6th plot. Oh, she's going there too. Now she's choosing to endorse a bunch of Democrats, several of whom are likely to lose. His mercenary decided to join the Japanese Imperial Navy in the spring of 45. That's funny from Baseball Crank. Let's see. And then she said, Liz Cheney, she will vote for Democrat over Trump-backed Republican J.D. Vance. Wait a minute. How's she going to vote in Ohio? I thought she lived in Wyoming. Wasn't she what's this say? Hang on a second. I didn't even look at this one. Good morning, Jimmy Das Hotep. What's up? Liz Cheney says she will vote for Tim Ryan over Trump-backed Republican J.D. Vance in Ohio midterms. Ms. Cheney earlier crossed lines after announcing her endorsement of Democrat Liz. Wait a minute. Isn't she? What the hell? I thought she was from Wyoming. Didn't she run for office in Wyoming? She was running to be a congressperson from Wyoming. How's she voting in Ohio? Did she move to Ohio after she lost her primary? Hold up. I need to hang on. I need to see if this please tell me this is archived. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second here. I might not ever get to the main topic. Yes, I will. Is she I'm confused. How the hell is she going to vote in Ohio? Oh. Hang on a second. Please tell me this is... Nope, it's not even archived. How the hell is she going to vote for Tim, what's-his-face, in Ohio? And she's endorsed... Oh, my God. She endorses Nancy Pelosi for another term as House Speaker. In the New York Times article, led by Representative Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, Republican opponents of Donald Trump are pushing to thwart a comeback of his political movement, even if that means endorsing and campaigning for Democrats and independent in key states and House districts. Well, go GFY. Holy shit. Avocados Diabli, what's up? Nice to see you. All right. So here it is. Here's the ad she ran in Arizona against Kari Lake.
I don't know that I have ever voted for a Democrat, but if I lived in Arizona, I absolutely would. You have a candidate for governor, Kari Lake. You have a candidate for Secretary of State, Mark Finchem, both of whom have said that they will only honor the results of an election if they agree with it. And if you...
No, that is not what they said. That is not what they said. They were asked, if you lose the election, will you concede? And they didn't answer it, because how can you answer it just without any other information? She said, if it's free and fair, then she'll honor it. Whatever. Thank you, Scott W. Again, another big bullet in the tip jar. Remember when Liz Cheney voted against gay marriage, even though her sister was gay? I do. Yeah, I remember that. Thank you for sponsoring the show. I never did put the Streamlabs link in here either. And it's down. Let me fix that real quick. Sorry, guys. I told you this show is just discombobulated today. I apologize, but it just is. Dawg Knight Live. Let me put that link in the chat. I don't know why my chat bot doesn't work anymore, so I'm just gonna put it in the chat and pin it to the top, just in case for people who don't want to give Susan 30%. Oh my God, why won't this work? Come on. There we go. Pin message. All right, there we go. And I will leave that link in the I'll put it in the tabs today. By the way, if you're newer here, every day when I do this show, if I have links to like different Twitter sections or articles or video or whatever, I put all of those articles in a single link in the description at the end of the show during the outro. I will put it in both the Rumble description and the YouTube description of this channel. If you ever want to go back and find some of the stuff that we did on the show, those items will be in the description at the end of the show. And if you come back and if you missed part of the show and want to watch the beginning again, put a comment in the comment section. Tell me something. Tell me what you think about some of these things. Let's see. Here's the here's the article. Please see this. Here's the article. This is fascinating to me. Liz Cheney says she will vote for Democrat Tim Ryan over Trump-backed Republican J.D. Vance in Ohio midterms. Liz Cheney earlier crossed party lines after announcing her endorsement of Alyssa Slotkin. She said she would rather vote for Democrat candidate Tim Ryan instead of Donald Trump-backed J.D. Vance in Ohio Senate race. The Ohio Senate race has become neck-and-neck battle between Congressman Tim Ryan and a centrist Democrat member of the House. There's no such thing as a centrist Democrat in the House of Representatives. In the Senate, there are a couple, but not in the House of Representatives. Shut the fuck up. And author J.D. Vance, who wrote the book Hillbilly Elegy, which was adapted into a Netflix movie by Hollywood filmmaker Ron Howard. Mr. Vance subsequently launched his political career and was endorsed by one-time Mr. President, Mr. Trump. That's an interesting way to put it. I would not vote for J.D. Vance, Ms. Cheney, the Republican representative for Wyoming, said in an interview with PBS NewsHour. So wait a minute. This article's terrible. Ms. Cheney says she will vote for Democratic Tim Ryan, but here's the last line of the article. When asked if she would vote for Mr. Ryan if she were a Buckeye State voter, Ms. Cheney said, I would. So she's not. The Independent, these people who write for the Independent are stupid. Hello, Jay Pylon. All right, enough of that. How stupid. Anyway, so Liz Cheney she's saying that Trump is directly responsible for everything that happened on January 6th, too. So that's the other reason why she's trending today. And there's discussions with Trump's legal team about him testifying before the January 6th committee. I'm sorry, I thought that committee had finished its duties. You know, like I said, here's what I said about that. If I were part of Trump's team, for example, I would say this. Yes, Mr. Trump would be happy, ecstatic, to testify before the committee. How about you guys clear your calendars for, let's say, February 15th? That's when he'll have time to do it. And I'd just be like, wait for the new Congress to come in, let him reconvene the committee with its new members. And there you go. So anyway, that's what I would tell him. That basically pound sand. The ACLU was trending today. I'm not getting very far, am I? Now, this is amazing. And this happened yesterday. I noticed this when I got home from my noontime gig after the show yesterday. I was stunned. The ACLU tweeted this with remember we talked about that leaked document from the Department of Homeland Security. They're kind of manipulating and working with social media companies, telling people what, saying what people should be banned, what, tweets should not be allowed and shit. The government directing social media companies to, shadow ban and or take down Americans' speech. Well, the ACLU linked that document and that article from The Intercept and said the First Amendment bars the government from deciding for us what is true and false online or anywhere. Our government can't use private pressure to get around our constitutional rights. Holy shit. Who are these guys? Is this a broken clock situation? I don't know what to say. I think somebody Somebody hacked the ACLU yesterday. I can't believe it. Oh, wait. But they also tweeted this yesterday. Oh, no, that's the same one. Where's the... Oh, no, I screwed this up. They tweeted some other bullshit. They did end up tweeting their own normal bullshit. Here, let's see. ACLU. Here it is. So that was that. But yeah, and everyone's freaking out. It's like, is this the same ACLU that was says shit like a lot of people talking about that one. Where's the one? Okay, everyone's talking about that one. They're like, what? Who are these guys? Oh, here it is. Here's the ACLU. People seeking asylum in the United States must be treated with dignity and respect, not forcefully pushed away. What? What? The American Civil Liberties Union? People who enter the country illegally don't necessarily have civil liberties as far as being allowed to stay. Of course they can be pushed away. They also said, now this is how you know they're panicking about Hispanic voters this year. Because the ACLU yesterday also said abortion bans disproportionately affect women of color, especially Latinas. Well, at least they didn't say Latinx. Latinas, robbing us of our ability to make the best decisions for ourselves and our families. Extremist politicians must be stopped. Everyone deserves access to abortion care. Okay, so that's the real ACLU. But at least they got one thing right yesterday. So there you go. And then I did put that article that they linked here, how it affects Latinas more. NBC News. See, NBC News thinks they're going to get some more Hispanic voters to support Democrats because of their stance on abortion. What they seem to forget is Hispanic voters, like, the ones who came here legally and whatever, might be the most Catholic population in the country, and this is not a great argument if you have non-secular Hispanic, or secular Hispanics. Yeah, good luck with that argument. Oh, and also they're not really fond of the trans stuff shit either. But anyway, all right. Am I going to get to The View? Okay, we're going to finish up with The View, which I was supposed to talk about at the beginning of the day, and I have some other stuff that I'm not even going to get to. That's okay. Let's talk about The View, because the topic we were talking about the other day with Paul Pelosi, how the Democrats like to deny that there is violence coming from Democrats, and that's kind of the theme. What the hell are those hoes up there doing? I didn't even see. Hey, let me get off my screen, hoes. Anyway, here's the ACLU, or not the ACLU, The View. Their co-hosts deny that Democrats participate in political violence. This is fascinating. The View co-host denied arguments that political violence happens on both sides of the political aisle during Tuesday's panel. The panel discussed the Friday morning attack on Paul Pelosi in a San Francisco home. The alleged assailant, David DePepe, I just keep calling him David Pepe because I think it's funny. I don't know how you really say it. I think it's DePapa. Has since been charged with attempted kidnapping and assault a U.S. official's immediate family member. The co-host, Sonny Hostin, read a Washington Post University of Maryland poll released in January, which found that 40% of Republicans and 23% of Democrats said violent actions could sometimes be justified. I'm not so confident that poll's accurate. She and co-host Joy Behar then claimed political violence is a Republican, not a Democratic issue. Let's just hear. You can read. Listen to this. Well, there's going to be an ad. Hang on.
Hey, 99% of people.
Okay, let's wait till I can skip the ad. These people are nuts. They're nuts. Oh, not again. Come on. Nomad is in the house.
Stop. Hammer time.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Remind everyone that those people that do suffer from mental illness are much more likely to be the people that are subjected to violence.
I only mention it because you can't avoid mentioning it because of that significance.
But I think it's very important to not stigmatize people with mental health. So that's why I always mention that. The other thing here is You know, he's still in the ICU, Nancy Pelosi's husband. He's 82 years old.
Okay.
He's going to go through multiple surgeries because of this. I have no doubt that...
How do you know that? Did they say that? I thought there's, whatever, multiple surgeries. I didn't hear that part.
Had Nancy Pelosi been in that home, he would have done what he threatened to do.
Well, she would have had security there.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But the other thing here is, you know, a Washington Post, University of Maryland poll from just this January, after January 6th, found that 1 in 3 Americans said it could sometimes be justified for citizens to take violent action against the government or government actors. And 40% of Republicans said violent actions could be justified, compared to 23% of Democrats.
But, you know, this is why
I think we need to mention that
now,
other sides, both sides.
That's what I want to say. There is no both sides here.
No.
And a lot of
There is no both sides here. Oh, no, it's just the Republicans.
them like to say it, including Ted Cruz when he was here. And
remember? Because he asked her about the Antifa violence in Portland and around the country in 2020. Oh, no, I've never even heard of that. I never heard of the fiery but peaceful protests. Never. I didn't hear about people trying to beat people in the streets during Trump's inauguration day and burning limousines and burning buildings and throwing rocks and fighting with the police. I never heard of people trying to breach the White House that one time when they tried to burn the guard shack and they didn't succeed, so they went and burned the church instead, and 60 Secret Service agents were injured. I never heard any of that.
I'd like to remind everybody that it was the Democrats, not the Democrats, who stormed the government that day.
Okay, you got one day. And I'm sure you'll maybe bring up Charlottesville, because that's one you can always remember. Remember Charlottesville on January 6th, okay? Okay, I watched for 3-4 months every night in Portland. They're trying to burn down the federal building. They're trying to fight with the guards at the federal building, throwing rocks, and people at police. They had the one time that they considered bringing in federal agents, and you guys were calling them stormtroopers. Nancy Pelosi said that shit. Remember? Oh, yeah. Who's this said that? Nancy Pelosi. But then, but you have 2 dates that you can remember where it was Republican, or not even Republicans, people on the right who might have done this.
And tried to kill the vice president.
Tried to kill the vice president. Did they try to kill the vice president? What are you talking about? Oh, did they try to kill the vice president? Oh, they caught him? Because you would have to catch him to try to kill him. Thank you, Ty Alexander. I can't wait till the views are on the wrong side of the left, and violence that they said did exist on the left comes to them. You may be in the group today, but what about tomorrow? Oh, spot on. Thank you, Ty Alexander. What is she talking about?
Yeah. Okay, and the Republicans now coming up to the next election, which is next week, by the way.
You're gonna be. Oh, I can't wait. Jesus, their faces on a week from today. I can't wait. I might have to take the day off work and watch The View next Wednesday. And look, if the candidates I think are going to win don't win, oh well. My life doesn't change. But I want to see their faces. If there's a big Republican sweep, I really just want to see. And I want to watch the newscasters talk about it. I want to watch the elections results come in. In fact, next Tuesday night, I'm probably going to stream just so we can watch election results. We're going to watch Young Turks. We're going to watch the different news organizations. Oh, it's going to be glorious. I think. It might not be glorious. If it's not glorious, oh well. No fucking skin off my back. I don't care. But, I want to see the salt. In the immortal words of the salty cracker, the salt must flow. Anyway.
Talk about crime. Well, I looked it up.
Oh, this too.
Murders in major cities have fallen by 4% so far in 2022 compared with the same period a year ago.
What? Where did she look this up at? Where did she look this up? Major crime is down from last year. It's been up, but it's way up. It was way up last year. You moron. Down from last year, up. Even if it's down 4% from last year, it was way up from last year from the year before. What are you talking about?
So crime is not on the rise. It's actually going down under Joe Biden.
But what is on the rise is political violence. And I want to say unequivocally, political violence, left, right, center is wrong. To those in my party who are not calling this out directly, shame on you. This is an 82-year-old man. He's being charged with elderly abuse for what he did. And really,
has anyone on the View mentioned the kid that was killed in South Dakota, just run over? He's not even a political figure. And who's not calling it out on the right? Who's not saying that they wish for Paul Pelosi to recover and this is a shitty situation, no matter how it happened? Give me a break.
Really quickly, I was working for the Freedom Caucus when the 2017 congressional baseball shooting took place.
What is that?
My bosses.
What is that? What is that? Now some people are saying she's saying what was that shooting? She's not talking about that. She doesn't know what the Freedom Caucus is. But she's mentioning the shooting of Steve Scalise at the congressional baseball practice.
He's being charged with elderly abuse for what he did. And really quickly, I was working for the Freedom Caucus when the 2017 congressional baseball shooting took place.
Oh, these are the people also kind of laughed off the fact that the guy who was going to kill Brett Kavanaugh. These are the ones who laughed when Rand Paul got attacked too. On The View, they thought it was funny. They thought it was great.
My bosses were actually targeted at the time.
Ted Cruz was part of the Freedom Caucus.
No, you don't know. Sonny's dumb. No, Ted Cruz is not part of the Freedom Caucus. They're in the House, you moron.
Oh, it's actually just House members. But Steve Scalise was nearly killed in that shooting. The difference is every Democrat roundly condemned it, and they rooted for
bullshit. A lot of them said nothing.
His recovery. What is happening, we should be ashamed of. Just the fact that we can't unequivocally call out.
You don't even know a motive yet. Still haven't gotten that answer. All of you assholes assume something. And if it was what you assholes assumed, if that was right, I already said it yesterday. Fuck that guy. And nobody thinks there's political violence is a good thing. But the idea that nobody's calling this out, what are you talking about? They said, Kevin McCarthy never said anything. Kevin McCarthy personally called Nancy Pelosi. What are you talking about? And this is the one who's supposedly on the right. This is Alyssa Farah. She's the one on the right. Real quick, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite, by the way, for sponsoring the show again. And Black Hebrew Israelite, I think you were already Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day, but you are the new Streamlab Superstar sponsor of the day. Who says, just like Jeffrey Epstein, the guards weren't watching at the time of the break-in. Yeah, that's the other thing. Really funny. Oh, just a coincidence. They weren't watching at that time. Just like Jussie Smollett, he was attacked by a MAGA man from Berkeley, California. You need bells for these. That's right.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to start over. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, the guards weren't watching at the time of the break-in.
That's right.
Just like Jussie Smollett, he was attacked by a MAGA man from Berkeley, California.
That's right.
Just like Hunter and Ashley Biden, the FBI called in to bury the truth.
That's right.
Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. Appreciate it. All right, let's listen to the rest of this.
Wrongdoing. I fear it's going to get worse before it gets better. I pray that is wrong. But I mean, our thoughts and prayers are with Pelosi.
Fox News, some of this is on your hands. Some of this is on your hands.
Whose hands?
You know, you like to call people out. Well, I'm calling you off.
She said Fox News.
Some of this is on your hands. Some of this is on your hands. You know, you like to call people out. Well, I'm calling you all out. Stop with that side is not good because this is
what do you do every fucking day? Oh, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Oh, stop talking, demonizing them. What do you do every day? What is Sonny? Sonny What would she say about black Republicans the other day? Well, I just don't understand. You can't be a black Republican.
This is what it puts out there. It tells people that you think it's okay to do this. Stop doing it. We'll be right back.
You're so full of shit. Anyway, Behar falsely claimed that crime is going down in the U.S. in an attempt to criticize Republicans for campaigning on the rising crime in the U.S. ahead of the midterms. Jesus God. Let's see. Now, there's a whole thread, this Nicholas Fondacaro, on this episode talking about the whole situation. I'll put this on the links today. Also, and here's now, remember when Lee Zeldin was attacked during a speech? Not only he was attacked during a speech with a man with a knife, also shots were fired outside his home. Lee Zeldin is running for governor of New York, right? Well, let's just finish with this. And the other stuff I have on here today, I don't know if it's even related. Hang on. There's a few other articles, but I'm not getting them. I'm going to finish with this today. Sonny Hostin kind of acts like, oh, well, that's just because he's so hated. In addition to closely watched Pennsylvania Senate debate Tuesday night, the debate between New York gubernatorial candidates Kathy Hochul and Lee Zeldin also played out. Their comments on crime drew the attention of the ABC's The View on Wednesday, and mentally unstable host Sonny Hostin took things to a dangerous place when she tried to justify an attempted assassination against Zeldin. Now, let's just listen to it, because I'm not going to let them tell you what to think. I'm going to let you judge this on your own. Listen to this. There might be an ad, so I might have to mute it for a second.
What is your plan, Lee Zeldin? Because we know people are getting stabbed. We know what's happening. We know what's going on. What do you plan to do? Because as I'm saying, she at least has a plan.
Well, we certainly didn't hear a plan. I don't think. I'd be happy.
Whoa. Kathy Hochul has a plan on crime? She doesn't think it's that bad. Anyway, listen to Sonny here.
To tell you the
what's
Republican
interesting
plan.
to me
his plan, just him.
He voted against the ban on semi-automatic weapons.
So?
Of course he did. And homicides are up. And I think most people, having been a prosecutor, I know this, they care about violent crimes. They don't care about broken window crimes. They really don't care about that as much. They care about violent crimes.
In the last few months, Lee Zeldin was nearly stabbed on stage while campaigning in New York. A bullet came within 30.
True.
Yeah.
Did you hear what she said? Listen to her reaction to the fact that Lee Zeldin was almost stabbed on stage. Listen.
Few months, Lee Zeldin was nearly stabbed on stage while campaigning in New York. A bullet came within 30.
True.
Yeah.
That's not okay, though. That's
no,
well, he's hated. That's true.
That means crime and political violence is on that. Right. And then there was a shooting outside his house that came within 30 feet of his home while his daughters were in the house. He is very familiar with the crime that is going on.
He's familiar with what just happened to him, because that's New York City right now.
I think the plan is fear-mongering. I really do.
No, this is a response to Democrats saying defund the police.
New York is one of the safest cities in the country. It has a $5 billion budget.
Do you feel that, though? I don't feel safe in New York.
Budget for the police.
I live in the city. I don't feel safe.
Alyssa, you're very young. You are. You're 32 years old, was it?
Oh, my God.
I've been around, and there were worse crime rates in the 80s.
Methuselah, I know you've been around.
I was afraid to leave my house at some point.
But we shouldn't settle for that.
No, I'm not settling for it, but don't exaggerate the situation.
But I would actually say she's making some good points here, because my perception tends to rule the day on crime. And I've said over and over, right now, for the first time in New York City, last couple of years, I have felt less safe than I had before that.
Because crime is up, but they won't admit it. Okay. Let me calm down a bit. I'm going to go back into the chat here. No one person has answered why Mr. Pelosi would be a political target. He has zero political power. His death would mean nothing as far as the government continuing to run. Well, in theory, what they're saying is that he was there for Nancy Pelosi. Where's Nancy? Now, The funny thing about this, though, this supposed computer-savvy guy who has websites talking about his mega bona fides couldn't figure out that Mrs. Pelosi wasn't there before he went there, and, his very low-tech attempts to get into the House. But, yeah, projection to the highest degree, such gullibility, such worldly women. Do you have any compassion towards mirrors? Oh my God, that's cold. Let's see. All right, I'm just looking through. Kathy Hochul's crime plan. Just let it happen. Wait, crime is up. Didn't Joy just say it was down? Yeah, Joy said it was down 4%. But even if it was down 4%, okay, violent crimes are way up from last year. And even if it was down 4%, all crime was up last year. Now, granted, up from 2000 up to 2019, crime had been steadily dropping for years. And then the last 2 years, crime's back up significantly. So anyway, let's see. She was almost stabbed with an assault knife. Yes, an assault knife. Anyway, all right, guys. Look who's in the house. Legit Low Talker. Nice to see you, bud. All right, I gotta go. I will resume this tomorrow. I'm gonna have a special guest soon. I'm not gonna announce it until it's official, but just be ready for this one. This one's gonna be wild, and I don't know what day it'll be, but we'll figure it out in the next couple days. So. It's time for me to go. Thank you for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. If you haven't done so already, hit the plus button on Rumble. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Only 37 people, 21 likes. Hit the like button there. If you're watching on a phone, on Rumble, it has to be it's the thumb up thing. So thumb up the show. If not, if you're on desktop, it's a little plus sign. Thank you, everyone who sponsored the show today. Quite a few sponsors today. Let's see. Chicago Mike, Black Hebrew Israelite, Scott W, Tyre Alexander, and did I say Black Hebrew? Yes, I did. So thank you all for sponsoring the show. If you can share the stream before, during, after, obviously not before this one, but future streams, and put a comment in the comment section if you're watching on replay. That always helps. It is time for me to leave. I'm so glad we had this time together. I'm not going to sing the whole song. Even though I know the words, it really seemed redundant. Plus, there's copyright issues to think about. I got to go. My name is P. 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, Monday through Friday. That's when I'm here. And also, if you want to follow me on some other social media, it is all in the description down below. At Dawg Knight, pretty much everywhere, but Instagram, where I am, yes, that Marty. And you can call me Dawg, you can call me Marty. Just don't call me late for my noontime gig, which I'm going to be if I keep talking. I got to go. My name's Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye. 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 Later. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thanks for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.